I hope Gwen Berry enjoyed her 15 minutes of fame. I hope it was worth it for her. Because those 15 minutes came to an end earlier this morning, and it came to an end in convincing fashion. It's funny how things work out sometimes. I don't believe in coincidence. I hate to use a cliche like things happen for a reason, but things generally happen because of the actions that people take. You receive the type of energy that you put into the world. The woke agenda is predicated on negative energy. There's nothing positive about it. On the surface, if you were clueless and just listened to these people, you would think that this was a positive movement. We're all about equality and diversity, ending systemic racism. People with functional brains know that these are all myths. There is no such thing as equality. Just because we are all created equal doesn't mean that we are equal. There is overwhelming evidence now, at least in sports, that everything associated with the woke agenda meets its own demise. ESPN is dying in the ratings. I was checking ratings for the Olympics the other day, and while I was doing that, I came across cable news, or not cable news ratings, cable TV ratings. And I came across the ratings for Woke Take on ESPN, the show featuring the bloviator known as Stephen A. Smith. Woke Take barely cracked 100,000 viewers. They are tanking. The NBA is dying in the ratings. Megan Rapinoe and the U.S. women's soccer team had a 44-game winning streak snapped. CNN, MSNBC, they're both in the midst of rapidly declining ratings. And now we have Gwen Berry, who finished 11th out of 12 in the hammer throwing competition earlier today. I mean, she could not have performed any worse. I don't know who finished in last place. Maybe it was a one-armed woman. I don't know. Gwen Berry's performance was an unmitigated disaster. She should have finished in last place, but hey, I'm good with 11th. And I'm good with 11th place because it meant Gwen Berry didn't make it to the medal podium. All we've heard about all week is what Gwen Berry planned to do with the podium. I'm going to take a stand. I'm going to show the world I'm fighting oppression. I'm going to embarrass America. The only one who ended up embarrassed today was Gwen Berry. As soon as the event ended, I had several of you guys email me the story, which I appreciate, by the way. You guys have done a great job helping me cover the Olympics. When I got the emails from you about Gwen Berry losing and about how bad she lost, it just put the biggest smile on my face. I was so happy that she lost. And not only that she lost, that she performed so miserably in losing. I say on here all the time when we're talking about the NFL and the NBA, it's not always about losing, but how you lose. Gwen Berry lost in embarrassing fashion. It was great. It was great. However, you know Gwen Berry couldn't be featured on global television without making a complete fool of herself. Before the event started, she raised a fist in protest, not once, but twice. Now you might be wondering, KC, what was Gwen Berry protesting? Those of you that have been following me for a while now know that we have been covering Gwen Berry for a couple of months, and we can't figure out what the hell she's protesting. We don't know her cause. And the reason we don't know her cause is because Gwen Berry doesn't know her cause. She doesn't know what she's fighting for. Normally, in the rare case that the media asks the question, Gwen Berry uses vague terms like, I'm fighting for oppression, without giving details about any victims of oppression that she's standing up for. There's a good reason for that. No one in America is being systemically oppressed. The trend of Gwen Berry explaining her protest without really explaining her protest, that trend continued today. Here's what she said, quote, "It was the same thing. Social injustice, racial injustice. I'm just here to represent. I know a lot of people like me, a lot of athletes like me, a lot of people are scared to succeed, a lot of people scared to speak out. So as long as I can represent those people, I'm fine. All those people that's happy that I failed, that's cool, but they're sitting on their couch watching me fail. So what does that tell you about them? End quote. You see what she did there? You see, she couldn't fail gracefully. No, she couldn't do that. She has to attack the people that are critical of her. People like me, who think Gwen Berry is a disgrace. Once again, she has proven me right. She is right about one thing, though. There are a lot of us here in America that are happy that Gwen Berry failed. Look at the bright side, though. She now has a lot of time to apply that hideous blue lipstick that she likes to wear. Gwen Berry said that there are a lot of athletes that are scared to speak out. Are we living in the same country? I'm sure there are a lot of non-woke athletes that are scared to speak out. They would be crucified by the mainstream media if they did. But there damn sure is no shortage of woke athletes speaking out. Do I need to compile a list for Gwen Berry? I mean, I know she's lacking in the intelligence department, so let's see how many examples we can think of off the top of our heads of woke athletes in America speaking out. LeBron James, Colin Kaepernick. Well, Colin Kaepernick used to be an athlete. I'm not sure what the hell he's up to today. Who else? Megan Rapinoe. Hell, the entire women's soccer team. The entire WNBA. Laurel Hubbard. Kyrie Irving. The Milwaukee Bucks last year in the bubble when they boycotted the playoffs. The rest of the NBA when they followed the Bucks' lead. Do I need to keep going? That's just what I can think of right now. If I did some research, I could find hundreds more examples of woke athletes speaking out. I challenge you to find one example of an athlete speaking out against the woke agenda. Go ahead, try and find one. Gwen Berry said that she was protesting against social and racial injustice. But again, she provided zero examples of the social or racial injustice she's fighting against, which leaves the door wide open for people like me to assume. Maybe she is fighting the racial injustice that's going on in Chicago, where black people are being murdered every day by other black people. Maybe she's fighting against the social injustice going on in the NFL, where NFL players are essentially being forced to take the COVID vaccine. We'll never really know what Gwen Berry is protesting or representing because the media yet again failed to ask the follow-up question. They did ask her about Raven Saunders, though. You guys remember her, right? Raven Saunders? Scary-looking girl with purple and green hair. The one who protested on the metal podium by raising an X over her head with that menacing look on her face. Here's what confused me about the Raven Saunders protest. She's obviously cautious when it comes to the COVID. That's fine, but she's cautious with it. She competed last Friday wearing a custom COVID mask featuring the Joker face. She is an avid mask wearer. However, when she decided to protest on the metal podium, she removed her mask. I guess the COVID doesn't infect people as long as they're standing on the podium. Then you're okay. It doesn't infect you there. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I prefer Raven Saunders with the mask on, but that's just me. Anyway, the International Olympic Committee is investigating Raven Saunders for violating the rules on protesting. Olympic athletes are only allowed to protest before events. They have been told countless times, do not protest on the podium. According to Gwen Berry, that's just not fair. Quote, I think it's ridiculous that the IOC is really paying attention to that only because she did it toward the end of everything. They literally took their picture. She literally respected everybody on the podium. It was right before they were going off the podium at the end. I feel she should not be punished, so I hope the USOPC supports her and fights for her so she keeps her medal and she's supported, end quote. Oh, how nice. Wokers supporting wokers. This is another example of why you don't compromise with these people. This is why the Olympics should not have relaxed enforcement of Rule 50. Gwen Berry thinks the IOC should bend the rules again and not punish Raven Saunders. Now, it wasn't enough that they relaxed enforcement on political protest. allowed protesting before events. That wasn't enough. Now they want to protest on the podium too. Raven Saunders didn't respect anyone on that podium. Matter of fact, she disrespected the entire country with what she did. She damn sure disrespected the IOC. And I feel the same way about it that I did on Sunday. Raven Saunders should be stripped of her silver medal, and she should be banned from ever representing this country in the Olympics again. Now, as of the time I'm recording this video, the case is still under investigation. I don't know what the hell there is to investigate. Seems pretty cut and dry to me. This is an open and shut case. You have her on camera violating policy. Johnny Cochran couldn't plant reasonable doubt in this case. It's easy. The IOC needs to send a clear message, but they probably won't. I told you guys Sunday, if the IOC drags their feet with this or fails to send a strong message, the political protests were going to increase and get worse. And we're already seeing that happen. Well, Gwen Berry, it has been nice covering you the past couple of months. More than likely, this is going to be the last time that you're ever mentioned on this channel. We only cover relevant topics, and you are heading back to irrelevancy. So I just wanted to let you know that it's been real, Gwen Berry. I hope turning your back on your country was worth the 15 minutes of fame. I would say something sentimental like, oh, we'll never forget you, but you know that just wouldn't be true. All right, what do you guys think of Gwen Berry protesting not once, but twice today? Were you hoping that she lost? Did it make you happy that she finished damn near last place? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.